Produce Streamlab Studio here downtown Corpus Christi, Texas. We got lead guitar co-host Zane Sanchez and Michael White. Here we go. What's going on, Michael White?
What's going down?
Dude, happy that you're here. Glad that you're here.
Tell them what Gibbo said. Don't tell them.
Nice, man.
Appreciate the candy.
Yeah, no problem, dude. Shoot, for real. Hell yeah. Yeah, so you're originally from Corpus, Michael White?
Yeah, I've been here since I was 5 years old. I was born in Florida, Pensacola, but my mom took me away from my father because he was an abusive person. So we moved to Texas, and she didn't have any money, so we were living house to house. I was going to like 3 elementary schools a year. To the best of my knowledge, like 3 elementary schools a year. So I was always the new kid, always getting bullied, especially in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. And she didn't use the excuse she didn't use being poor as an excuse to leave an abusive relationship. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't one of those people. She didn't use being scared or being poor as an excuse. She's living proof that there's no justification for women to stay stuck in a toxic relationship. If Harriet Tubman can run away from the plantation, you can break up with your boyfriend.
Crazy. So is your mom still around?
No, she's still around. It's just So we were going through that shit. We were going through struggling. I was growing up with babysitters. My main babysitter was in Molina and Treyway, Golfway Manor, back when it was the hood. You know what I'm saying? 97, 96 type shit. So those are my main babysitters right there. That's where I was going to every day after school, on weekends. If I wasn't at the Boys and Girls Club on Greenwood, you know what I'm saying? What's it called? You know what I'm saying? So, like, we were going through all this shit until we was just going through this struggle until she met my stepdad. And my stepdad didn't like the kind of we didn't see eye to eye because we were different cultures.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a culture clash, I guess, the nice way to put it. And traditional Hispanic, that doesn't like rap music. You know what I mean?
like traditional Hispanic, like from Mexico Hispanic, or
no, like traditional as in like don't bring those mayates to my fucking house, like that kind of traditional.
Is your family like that?
But in person, it'd be like real cool. My friend like, hey, what's up, man? Hey, what's up? He's in his room. He's in his bedroom. And then when he leaves, I don't want them fucking in my house.
That's crazy, bro.
But yeah, he just didn't. He's not like that now. Like he's really different now. Like when we see each other, like after the divorce, he really changed. So. But during that time, it was like, I think for about 3 years, I was living we were on the south side of town during that time when I was there for like 3 years and living in a house on the south side, Bear Creek. And from like, I was living there for like 13 years old till like 16. That's when I moved to my grandma's house on north side because he would like, I would wake up every morning listening to him like yell at my mom like, you need to send his white trash ass back to his white trash father in Pensacola, Florida. Like every morning I would hear that, like he would repeat that every fucking day, yelling at her, and she's crying, and like I'm scared to get out of my bedroom. So it was like I begged my mom, I was like, I want to live with my grandma on north side, even though it's like the shittiest fucking place to live. Like her duplex, she had like a little duplex on Nueces Bay Boulevard. And and she lived every fucking where. She always moved. You know what I'm saying? I lived with her on 6th Street before. I lived with her like, she's always fucking moving. Like she's real paranoid and shit. Like when she hears gunshots, she thinks like moving down the street would be a better place. You know what I'm saying?
Now I'm chuckling because I live on 6th Street right now.
Yeah. I was there when I was 7 years old. Yeah, at the those little fucking brick apartments.
Right? Oh, on
Yeah.
Elizabeth or
No, right there on 6th Street, where Lisa's taco place used to be, right there, and then behind it is the fucking. I remember celebrating my birthday on that street when I was 7. Me and my grandma walked to the 7-Eleven for the icing and cake and shit. Wow. I still remember that.
She's still with us?
She moved to Brazil.
Oh yeah, I remember you mentioning that.
She moved to Brazil. So anyways, so because I didn't technically get kicked out. I know my mom always like tells me like we never kicked you out because like when I talk about living in the streets, she gets mad because because it sounds like I got kicked out.
Kicked you out.
I didn't get kicked out. I just didn't want to live like that. I didn't want to be somewhere where I wasn't welcome.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? So 16 I went to Northside, and I was still going to King High School when I was living with my grandma, because she didn't know how to check me into Miller High School. That's why I never checked in there. So I was taking the B bus to fucking King High School every fucking day. And what's it called? And I was mainly like living. I want to say I was really like running the streets by 15. You know what I'm saying? Because I would try to, my number one mission was to stay away from that house. You know what I'm saying? Like I was scared to be there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm running the streets. I'm going to different hoods that I knew, homies that I met at the rap battles growing up in Tequila Boom, T-Nights and Cityscapes, T-Nights, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm out there like going to different hoods, hanging out with my homies on West Side, North Side, you know what I'm saying? Treyway, fucking, you know what I'm saying? Everywhere. Yeah. And I'm spending the night over there as much as I can. I'm like, y'all, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna spend the night over here, like, and she knew why I wanted to spend the night. I don't want to be there. She's like, okay, as long as they're okay with it. No, so I'm always like spending the night. So I was already kind of like on my own in the streets and shit by 15. But I always say 17 really, because that's when I was really out there. That's when I start. 16 is when my first time sleeping on somebody's porch, because I told her that was one of the times where like even when I couldn't spend the night at somebody's house, I would tell her, hey, somebody's letting me spend the night. And that's how much I just wanted to be away from there. I slept on somebody's porch, you know what I'm saying? And so by 17, like I was like really just out there, like bus stops and everybody's couch, you know what I'm saying? And everybody, it was easy for me living in the streets and spending the night crashing at people's places, because I'm not a thief. I'm not a drug addict. I don't drink. All I focused on was music, battle rapping. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Just trying to pursue my dreams and shit. And everybody knew that. So, I didn't get looked at like, oh, man, you can't have him at my house. You know what I'm saying? He dirty. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. So I want to go back to talking about your dad. Did you develop like was it difficult for you to make relationships with other Hispanics in town because your stepfather was that way? Would you say that?
No, all my homeboys was either Mexican or black. It was hard for me to meet white friends because of who I was. You know what I'm saying? Because
of your reputation as a MC, or
I just couldn't meet. I didn't really have. I still don't really have white friends. Like I don't know a white friend I can just go to his house and show up.
That's funny, man. That's
like I still don't know anybody I can just what. You know what I mean? Yeah. I started meeting white people through Facebook. Really, like. Funny. And when I started going to Austin, Texas for the comedy shit, you know what I'm saying? I got there's nothing but white people there at the fucking sign up for Kill Tony show, right? You know what I'm saying? In Austin, Texas. So, I'm just now finding out what whites being like, what it's like to be white. You know what I'm saying?
And your last name is White.
Yeah, I was never somebody that because this person of this color did something, I'm gonna be mad at every other person that looks like him. Like, no, I was never like that. I was just, you know what I'm saying? Because all my Mexican partners were just like me. You know what I'm saying? All my black partners were just like me. So, I just stayed away from those kind of people that were closed-minded. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I would run into people that reminded me of, him. I'd be like, oh, okay, you'd be best friends with my stepdad. Like, but like I said, he cool now. Like we cool now. Like whenever I see him now, like when he, once a year, I'll see him on a holiday or something at my mom's house. And I only go to my mom's house on holidays because I don't see eye to eye with her new husband either. He's kind of the same way. But he keeps it cool for her. You know what I'm saying? it's one of those things where like I'm walking on eggshells and I gotta make sure this dude doesn't like talk crazy to me.
It sucks, man.
You know what I'm saying? So I try to stay. I never got to really have a good, like a real relationship with her other than just kind of on the phone type shit.
Nah,
Because
sucks,
I try to stay. I try to make sure I don't ruin nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, because especially cause I mean, I'm trying not to get too deep into it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like opening wounds on other people. Like I'm trying to talk about just myself, but it's hard to do that without mentioning the world around me. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, yeah, definitely.
But so you can have an understanding of who I am. Like I have to bring shit like that up. I hate doing that. You know what I'm saying? But
Is so you mean open a wound, like meaning you don't want
I want it to be where like people have to feel like they fucking. I mean, just to it's just really what it is. Just I don't want to just
no.
talk about I hate talking about other people. You know what I'm saying? Like I try my best not to bring them up, but if I have to, like to help you understand like the answer to my life, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm kind of the same way in a sense because I don't like to talk bad about people, but when I'm talking to them about them, like it's like, oh, well, this is the reason why I don't hang out with them or I don't, associate them or whatever.
But I think after the divorce, my original stepdad like really changed. Like he's like, I think he like really became like a more open minded person. Like he was like, "What's up, man? Hey, I heard you doing good on your rap." Like, like back in the day, it was forbidden. Like if he found out I was at the studio, if my mom was on her way to take me to the talent show, to 102.9 The Bomb talent show, and he found out, he would yell at her, and she would have to turn back around and drop me back off at home. Like I would have to sneak to rap battles without him knowing. Like it was really hard for me to pursue my dream. Like I was really like crying every night. Like they used to have a rap contest a freestyle contest on a station where like two people could rap and people call in and pick the winner. One time I finally made it through and he was home. I was like, fuck. So I had to like fucking whisper. I mean, this is what I did. Before he came home from work, this is how hard it was to pursue my dream. Before he came home from work, I had a rap, pre-record my rap on a fucking Talk Boy, the Home Alone Talk Boy shit.
Oh, wow.
And I spit a rap on there. I called the fucking station. I put the thing up to the phone so they can hear my rap. Because he came home when it was time for the freestyle. It was like 7 p.m., 8 p.m. type of thing, or 9 p.m. And so he was home. I had to use the Talk Boy. I was like, "Hey, is it cool if can I be one of the contestants for the race?" "Yeah, go ahead, spit some." And I was like, "All right." And I played it. And it kind of sounded good on the radio, you know what I'm saying?
Funny, man.
But like that's what I was going through. Like it was really forbidden for me to, do that shit. He really hated that culture, and it was, and my best friends were, black and Mexican, and like, and what I also mean by traditional Mexicans, like he didn't like other Mexicans either that were like that were hip. He just didn't like hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah, I wonder why. Is there like a stigma with that between like hip hop and
they used to make they used to kind of because he kind of like manipulated my mom too into thinking it was a bad thing. So they used to think like, oh, this is the reason why you're getting like C's in fucking school, or you're failing, or why you got detention, this hip hop is the reason why this happened. You did this, and you know what I mean. And
well, I don't know. It's almost. It seems like
so. It wasn't really like a racist thing. It was more of a prejudice.
Think about it, like like we grew up on metal, and everybody they were like, "Oh, that's satanic. That's causing me to do."
Yeah, I guess it was like that. Like how parents were with rock music back in the day. Like oh, you listening to Led Zeppelin, Van Halen, I don't know, whatever the fuck you weren't allowed to listen to.
Same stigma. It's not like a black or white versus thing. It's more a cultural thing.
Yeah,
in general.
yeah.
So do you think he was doing that just like
because he had a black friend, but because he was just like him, so that's why they were friends. So he wasn't racist. It was just culture thing.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man. So you mentioned what was it saying? So you mentioned you were in the battle rapping and all that stuff since what age? Was it 14?
13 years old. I in that neighborhood, ironically, I met my best friends. My two best friends were black, and we were always and they were fucking like we would it was the SUC Swisher House
nice
era.
Yeah.
So like everybody would be at my home. I had a homeboy named Sebastian. We all be at his house.
Yeah.
Because it's like his dad would be like in his bedroom and like we just kind of like were allowed to do whatever the fuck we want. Like his place was the place to be. So like he would play instrumentals on LimeWire, and R.I.P. to his pops.
Yeah.
Shout out to Styling. He owned a salon. I don't know if if y'all remember that. There was a salon called Styling Salon. So yeah, his son was my best friend, and they got me into rapping. So I would they would play the instrumentals from the computer, and we would just be freestyling all day, like Texas type shit. I done came down, like we was rapping like that. We made little tapes on a karaoke machine.
Hell yeah.
And then like and they were the kings of the fucking Rodney, my other homeboy that would come over, that was our best friend as well. He go by GHK Abu. He's one of the local artists out here. Mm-hmm. He's still doing it.
Yep.
Yeah, but so he would he was older than us. He was like 15 and I was like 13, but like at that time, 15 was old and like OG shit to me, you know what I'm saying? I was like so I looked up to him, you know what I'm saying? Right. And so, and he was like the king of the freestyle contest at the skating rink. And I would always go, and I was the only one that didn't like go up there and rap. And I remember somebody pushing me on my shoulder, joking with me, like, go up there and do your Moby shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I was like the only white kid at City Skates. There might have been like one other one if you looked hard enough. But and so, it was the white jokes, and they knew that was my partner. So they would kind of joke with me, like, why don't you go out there, your boy doing it.
Wow. And
that kind of inspired me, like, man, I can fucking do this shit. I ain't no fucking Moby.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, so by 2001, the first week of 2001, because that was the year 2000, like the last week of 2000. And then the first week of 2001, I was like, hey, y'all doing a freestyle contest today? He's like, yeah, we'll do it today. And because at first they kind of did it every now and then. It wasn't like an every Friday thing. Right. I made it an every Friday thing because every Friday I would come. I was the only one that would go up to the DJ and be like, please do a freestyle contest today. I'm ready. I wanna spit again.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, man, yeah, we'll do it. We don't usually do it every week, but since y'all seem like it's becoming successful, you know what I'm saying? And they would always play the Southside beat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was our shook ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Up north, they do the little shook one beat. Hey, shit. Corpus, Texas, Southside beat. That was the freestyle beat. Yeah. Every fucking week.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I became really good by 14. That's when I started, like, I still remember a line. Let me give you an example of how good I was. I think this is pretty good. I said you need to wipe your face off with a bunch of oxy pads. Your teeth look like a traffic jam of New York taxi cabs. You know what I'm saying? Like that was that I remember that bar because I remember that blew everybody away. Like everybody was like, ah, you know what I'm saying? If you just knew how to like insult somebody and rhyme that shit, like they went crazy. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing. Dude.
And yeah, and so I just kept, but my first time performing when I rap battling was when I knew like this is what I want to do. And how I got into battling was, I'll get to that. I know you want to know about that. Yeah. So the freestyle contest, how it works is everybody sign up, and the best two have to battle. That's the next round. First round, just spit a rap. Second round, you have to battle. So you had to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I had to know how to insult in a rap. You know what I'm saying? So like, cause I would always end up in that round. I would always end up in that battle round. So I was so that's kind of what got me into battling, was having to, making it to that round. You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever write anything down? Or was it all from the head?
I've always been more of I wrote in my head. I never came to the contest with nothing written, with nothing ready. You know what I'm saying? And being a kid, shit, that's pretty good. So I knew a lot of my friends around that age that were fucking having like MC West write for him, or some one of the OG local rappers write for him. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man,
wow,
you got him writing for you? That's fucked up. I write my own shit. You know what I'm saying? So, that was a big deal to me because even Lil Bow Wow, like I hated Lil Bow Wow because we were like the same age. And I found out that Jermaine and Pre were writing for him and all that shit. And I like, man, they need to sign me. I write my own shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, I might have not been too good at like off the dome shit, but I knew how to write my own shit.
Yeah. Man, dude, that's fascinating to me how you can just keep it all in your head, bro. Because my memory sucks.
I think that's another reason why I don't drink or smoke. But the reason I don't drink or smoke is because the hip hop was my drug. That's what kept me. That's why I don't know why parents were tripping. It's like, man, this is keeping me off selling drugs and doing them because I was selling CDs. By the time I was 15, I made it an actual job because Subway wouldn't hire me because I wasn't 16. So I was like, bet, and I turned that into I first sold my CD at 14 when I did a song at Q Productions, Selena's family studio, Quintanilla Productions. I didn't know that was their studio.
Wow.
They just had a okay price around that time. So, I did a song there, and I would sell that like at the mall and at the skating rink. But by 15, I had like a 5-song CD, and that's when I was hitting the streets. Like I was going to every hood, every Walmart. I was walking. I just felt like that's what you had to do to blow up because it wasn't really no internet. Right. So I was like, man, this is what I got to do to blow up. So I got to do this. So I'm just like, check me out. I had the headphones, like, listen to it real quick before you say anything. Listen. And I was making money because it was like $3 a CD. It was burnt CD written on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice, man. Wow. So you started selling CDs and you figured out that Walmart. Is there a certain Walmart that you shop at?
I would sell CDs at the Green. I made a lot of money at the Greenwood. I would say the West Side I made the most money.
Right.
Because the West Side has money and love. It might not have the most money and it might not have the most love, but it was a great balance because North Side had love. They just had no money. South Side had money, but they don't have no love. So West Side was like my sweet spot. Ayers, Greenwood, that was my sweet spot. Like that's where I was making money, so I was always around there. You always saw me over there most of the time, and I got kicked out of the Greenwood Walmart like every day.
Did you go in the store like and show me, or were you outside? Or?
I used to when you used to be able to play music from the in the electronic section with the CD players to see if you want to buy the CD player or not. I would put my music in there and I would just walk around like, hey, you like that song? That's me. Only $3. You know what I'm saying? Only $3. Awesome. And then I would be outside selling, and that the little puto in the car, driving around.
The security guy?
Yeah, the security. He would pull over and be like, you can't be selling CDs over here. Yeah. And I was like, it's my stuff. Like I used to think like why is it a problem? It's my shit. I'm not bootlegging nobody's shit. You know, I started learning, okay, it's because, it's loitering because you're taking money from them spending in there. But I'm like, well, they don't sell. People don't come to Walmart to buy a Michael White CD. If they're gonna come in there to buy a fucking towel, they're gonna still buy the towel. They're not gonna fucking just buy my CD and be like, "Fuck, I can't buy the towel." Yeah. So I don't understand the concept of running people off for selling CDs.
So did you write your own music, or did you have somebody write your music for you, or how did you?
No, I always wrote my own music.
You wrote it? No, seriously.
Yeah, and I made my own beats. There'll be people that'll give me a beat and I'll do that, and then there's beats I'll grab from mainstream rap and wreck the beat, but
right.
But most of the original shit is my beats.
Yeah,
because I was making beats around the same. I was playing the keyboard at the same time.
Right.
I started rapping like 13, I think. Yeah, I got a keyboard.
Did you take a class or you just learned it on your own?
No, I asked my mama for a guitar for Christmas and she couldn't afford it, so she got
me.
So she got me a keyboard that has a guitar section.
Oh, right.
And I was like, ain't this a bitch? So I'm playing the guitar and it just sucks, right, on the keyboard. And then my homeboy comes over and he starts playing the side beat. My black homeboy, he just starts fucking wrecking on the percussion. I'm like, man, you gotta teach me how to fucking do that shit.
Wow, man, that's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? And so he taught me how to do the side beat, the boom, 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 boom. So I started with that, and then I started and then he taught me how to do Mary Had a Little Lamb. So I did that in the side beat, and then I started just listening to music on the radio, and I would imitate what I hear, and I'd be like, okay, I just find the key, and that's how I learned how to make music, just by learning how to hum something. I would hum what I heard and then try to find the key, boom, boom, and then I'll start playing it. And then and then I eventually started humming my own thoughts, and then did that. So that's how I learned how to write my own music. I don't know how to read it. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope, man. So I guess eventually you find you got the drums, you got the bass.
Puto power.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. So that's your acronym. What's up with that?
The reason I call myself and my fans putos and putas because that's what you get treated like for staying true to yourself. But you get praised for following trends instead of creating your own and being scared of what society thinks instead of only fearing God. So if that's what they call real, then call me a puto. Players undermining their ops. And my putas is princesses undermining their adversaries. Puto power.
Damn, that's awesome, bro. I love that, man. Adversity, like sticking to the trend. I was thinking that about earlier today, man. I was like, if you stick to the trends, they're just gonna come and go, bro. But if you stick to the things that are actually good, I was telling my brother one time we used to write music together. If you write good stuff, it's gonna be around.
In Corpus, nobody wants you to know that you're talented, handsome, pretty, smart, anything good about you. They will not tell you. So we had to learn on our own what our worth is. But it helped us become independent thinkers because we couldn't rely on anyone else keeping it real with us but ourselves. And just because 99% of what we have to say about Corpus is negative, also is 99% the reason we knew how to overcome that adversity. That's what separates the players from the player haters. It's a tough city. Only the strong survive.
Yeah.
And real motherfuckers know how to embrace that negativity and extract the positive from the seed of the rotten apple. Welcome to Corpus Christi.
Man, bro, it's everywhere too, man. I can't stand it either, dude. It's almost like
I can't stand it, but I appreciate it because if I was like from Minnesota or Wisconsin or something, I wouldn't be this smart, intelligent, and strong. I had to grow up in a city that's surrounded by a lot of bitch ass people to become what I didn't want to be. You know what I'm saying?
So you become what you didn't want.
I mean, become what I didn't want to be.
No.
But does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Become what I didn't want to be.
That's why I was gonna have you elaborate.
Yeah.
So basically, not become like them. Would you say that like those two types of?
Yeah, I guess peeping game. Like, damn, like I don't want to be that kind of person. You know what I'm saying? Like, growing up around people you don't want to be like helps you like I mean, if you just born with that real mindset, like if God just bless you with that fucking as an empath, really, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy to make your own decisions for your own character. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I feel like it. Our society wants to suppress it, not only here in Corpus, but like the school system, bro. Like I want to say the school system's made for a certain type of person. Which when I was in school, I wasn't that type of person. Like they try to put me, you need to be like this, you need to be like that. I'm like, no. Like every time I tried that, it doesn't feel right for me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's either like, all right, well, if you're not gonna be like this, then we're gonna cast you out.
And when people, that's why when people say, people always tell me all the time, like, man, why you still rapping Corpus? They don't even, man, they don't show you no love, man. You need to be repping Austin. They show you love over there. Like, nah, I'm not gonna rep Austin or another city just because they show me more love. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not what made me who I am today. Austin ain't who made me who I am today. Corpus made me who I am today.
Bro.
So like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why Austin loves me. You know what I'm saying? If I was from Austin, Austin wouldn't love me. I wouldn't be this person that they love.
Crazy, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, I find that fascinating how you kind of like you flipped it on it. You flipped it in the sense that you were like, nah, I'm not gonna be downtrodden because of it. I'm gonna actually make something of it.
Yeah, just like you can't hate, I feel like you can't hate your city, just like you can't hate, what your parents put you through. You know what I'm saying? Because it made you, like, if you love yourself, you love who you are, then you gotta appreciate everybody in your life, everybody, no matter who the fuck it is, haters. You know what I'm saying? Lovers, anybody. And that's when I realized that you should forgive. That's why you should forgive everybody, because it was supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying?
That's huge, bro. That's huge, and it's very difficult to do. To forgive somebody that has harmed you or hurt you in any way. And like and to not be able to go around and be like, yeah, I forgive you, but I still from a distance you're still over here. Huh?
It's because they don't understand. People say that because they don't understand how much of an impact that how much of a positive, how much of an impact that was towards them in a positive manner. A blessing in disguise. They don't see the blessing in disguise. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know how to take a mask off or something and realize, oh, okay, yeah, I bet. You know what I'm saying?
So you mentioned God, you mentioned forgiveness. Like, are you a religious person, or how do you view that approach that?
Spiritual.
Okay.
I don't know. I believe when growing up when you're a kid you're gonna believe whatever your mom tell you. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to keep believing that as an adult because you don't want to disrespect moms or your parents or your family tradition, then that's what's up. But me, I grew up wanting to make my own decision on that. I was like, all right, well, okay, this is what I grew up on, but then I thought of it like this. Okay, well, what if I grew up in fucking Afghanistan? Like, I wouldn't be a Christian over there. Right. I'd be a Muslim. You know what I'm saying? What if I grew up over here in Jerusalem or wherever Jews be at? I'd be studying that Jewish shit. You know what I'm saying? But so like if I look at it like this, I'm not gonna be this just because I'm from here. You know what I'm saying? Where like this is where everybody is. This is what everybody is over here. I'm gonna look into it and see what makes sense to me. Yeah. I want to see why do they worship this? Why do they worship? When really it's just I don't believe in religion in general. I believe there's a higher power because I believe I seen karma. I seen karma happen. So I believe in karma. I believe in destiny. I believe in fate. You know what I'm saying? Like I believe in shit that happened for a reason. And there's somebody controlling that shit. Mm-hmm. I don't know his name. You can say if you think you know his name, cool. If you think his name is this, Allah, or you think his name is Jesus, cool. I don't know his name. I personally don't want to disrespect him by calling him the wrong name. So I'm just going to say God. That's just my personal belief.
So at what age did you start, researching on your own and figuring that out?
Man, you know what made me realize what I really am is someone that, I kind of just, I would say 2015, I started getting into numerology. I started seeing numbers follow me around too much to where like it made me want. I didn't know what numerology was. I didn't know that these things that there was cultures that used these things to help them that guided them through their journey. And so I looked it up and I was like, oh, okay. So I looked up like, why do I keep on seeing this number? And then like it told me, and then I was like, I found a good source where it really explained what I was going through. Cause some of the sources gonna be silly and shit, like, oh, it's because you're gonna have a happy day today, like, you know what I mean? You gotta like find the real shit, and then that's what I did. I would find like a nice source, and I'd be like, and I started just, typing in the number like that would fuck with me, and it would always be what it was, and so numerology is something that helps me, get through my journey, you know what I'm saying, and it tells me when I'm fucking up and when I'm like, when I'm doing right and when I need to fucking go on a diet, like shit, like you know what I'm saying. So that's how I have my relationship with God. You know what I'm saying. And I'm sure there's religions that be like, that's the devil. You're talking to the devil. Yeah. But I'm like, if I'm talking to the devil, when he pushed me the wrong way, you know what I'm saying.
So was mom's Catholic or do you know?
I think I know. She might. I think she's Christian or Catholic. She might be Christian, but I think she grew up Catholic, but she's Christian. When I was going to church when I was a kid, I was always going to black churches with my homeboy. Like I'm gonna go to church with my friend, and like okay, and it was always like a Baptist church. So so I grew up in a Baptist church. You know what I'm saying?
Which one? On the north side or?
I don't know. Okay. It was like so many different churches. I was always the person that had to stand up when the preacher be like, all right, I think we have a few guests here tonight. Please stand and introduce yourself. And I'll just sit there like this, hoping that he doesn't recognize me being someone.
Like, just call me out, bro.
And he just kept on saying it like he knew there was
he was looking right at you.
Like he knew there was a guest here tonight. And I was like, nope, no guest here tonight. And he's like, come on, stand up. And I like,
no.
he ain't gonna stop. And my homeboy, but like, just get up and
Stand up, bro.
And he whispered in my ear, if they ask you why you can't, just say because you want to get saved. I was like, what does that mean? He's like, just say it. I was like, all right. And I stood up, like, hi, I'm Michael. And hey, bro, I'm Michael White. Hey, brother White. And then why did you what brings you in here today or whatever? The house of God. I was like, to get saved. And everybody's like, why? I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Yeah, I was always it was always those churches. I was always at those churches, you know what I'm saying?
So we got somebody in the live chat, Chris Garcia. He says Michael White, the comeback.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So I guess that's right there. Yeah, I guess that's what having to do with what you coming back as a comedian, or what do you think?
I'm not a rapper or a comedian. I'm an entertainer. I don't limit my talents. Like I just got into comedy more because I was always funny in my raps. I've been retarded since 3rd grade. Like when I first started learning with bad words, like fucked up crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? I was just hyper. I was always hyper. You know, I was on Ritalin at 5 years old.
So you said you've been retarded since the 3rd grade. You really mean that when you say that? Like, or
I think 3rd grade is when, I don't know. Was it 2nd grade?
no, but okay.
I think 3rd grade was when I really started being retarded. It couldn't have been 2nd grade. Like, from the best of my knowledge, I remember 3rd grade is when I just started like not caring what people think about me.
Okay.
And I didn't care like if I embarrassed myself or looked retarded in your eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I would say like
being
that's,
yourself, basically.
Yeah, being myself.
Yeah,
That's what people call that retarded. So
yeah. Okay.
So I'm just I'm helping them understand what I'm talking about. Those people that call it that.
Wow, crazy. Bro.
Yeah. So the way I act, like, oh, you're retarded. Like, okay, cool. That's what you call it, and that's what it is.
So do you sense? It seems like whenever I watch your videos and stuff, it seems like you sense when people are being like that towards you.
What?
Like
Where they'll call you
where they're like thinking that you're retarded or you're stupid, and you react a certain way. Would you say that you do that?
Can you sense it easier through people?
That are judging me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I can tell when I walk into Jersey Mike's and a guy, the way the dude's telling me hello, and I can just see it in his eyes that like he fucking like he's like just judging me. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
I can hear you. I can tell you hate me through your handshake. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Damn.
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going? No, you hate me. I know you hate me. You know, it's really, I think it's a street smart thing, man. Being out there in the street for 5 years until I was in the street for 5 years without a car. So that's like a lot of walking. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I was always in the hood. Like, when I say homeless, man, I wasn't like just homeless on fucking sitting on Everhard Street holding a sign. No, I'm in the hood when I was homeless. I'm at trap houses. I'm out there peeping game on real street shit. You know what I'm saying? I was out there with everybody, just doing my thing. So I sold CD. They sold crack. They did their thing. I did my thing. I was the rapper. They were the trapper. You know what I'm saying? And I just I learned a lot from them because I grew up with a lot of real people and a lot of bitch ass people, and that's what really helped me realize when somebody's a bitch ass person.
Damn, it's crazy.
By what I mean a fake person. I can realize somebody's a fake person just by because I've had a lot of fake people that seemed real, and then the fake came out. So now like it's easy for me to see that even though you seem real, you remind me of a motherfucker who seemed real, and then the fake came out. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I learned from the streets. And that's why it's easy for me to, I guess, to see that in someone that's not even being like that right away. Like I might slip up a few times. Like, damn, I didn't know you. I didn't know you would ever hate me. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe like something super successful I did or whatever, and then like just come out of nowhere talking shit and being jealous about it. Like, damn, I didn't see that coming. I usually see it coming. I'm a human though. You know what I'm saying? Right. So. And so that's what I mean by Kessler. But usually I can tell, like I can always tell by like I'm becoming internet smart too, like using my street smarts to the internet. Like I could tell when you say something slick in a comment, and I'll be like, okay, maybe it is a joke, and then I'll go to the reactions and see if you at least like the post.
Oh wow.
So if you didn't like the post, I'm like, oh, okay, you really do hate me. Like I could tell. It says a lot about your character. You say something slick because some people will say something slick behind a joke, but but say it in a joking way to mask the hate, so they don't look like a bitch ass person. You know what I'm saying? Of course, nobody's gonna come out and just be a bitch ass person. They're gonna put a mask on it to where it looks real. Like, oh man, no, you tripping, and try to gaslight you. Like, nah, man, you tripping. I ain't mean what you thought I meant. But actions speak louder than words, and vibes are everything. And but yeah, I fucking that's some real shit. Like just when you post something and then somebody leave a comment, you feel like it's kind of funny. Like, oh man, he being funny.
Yeah.
Like, let me go see if he liked it. Oh, he didn't like it. Yeah, man. He don't like me. I'm blocking him. Yeah.
Do you feel like you own it? I got several stuff, man. Crazy. Do you feel like you overanalyze, or do people tell you that? Because I feel like I'm like that. Like some
In
people
what
always,
situation?
yeah, some people will always tell me, "Man, you're just thinking about it too much. Just stop thinking about it." Like
I
is that ever-
tell him that all the time.
yeah,
I'd be like, hey, what do you want to do? And he'd be like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, dude, just pick something. Stop overthinking it.
yeah.
I did that a lot in the studio growing up. And I recorded at Metropolis Recording Studio since I was 15.
Nice.
And I used to always like redo a song every fucking day. It would take me like months to get the song right, and then until I stopped. That was like one of my biggest overanalyzations is doing that, and I'm finally at this point where like I don't do that shit no more. Sometimes I'll just do what it is, and then if it's cool, it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? I just let it be what it is. Like look at the flaw. I learned how to look at flaws look at the beauty inside of flaws. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Like like Pac said, the rose that grew from the concrete. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. Yeah. Speaking of that, man, we were talking about that. What are your influences? I mean,
Definitely Texas rap before it became mainstream. Like when I was growing up, like the mixtapes, like the Lil Flip was big to us, and the Color Changing Click, that was like the Texas D12.
what
you
was
know
it?
what I mean?
Texas?
They were like the Texas D12, man. The
Okay.
Color Changing Click,
Color Changing Click.
Millionaire, Paul, Twin, all them people that was on that. Like that was like, that's what made, of course, like Eminem kind of, was an inspiration in a sense of like, oh, okay, it's cool to, it's okay to rap. Like, it's he really opened that door to where like it's okay to rap as long as you're good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And cause at first you had to be like super phenomenal, and he broke that door down with that phenomenal shit, and now you don't have to go through really what he went through. Like it was still hard. I was getting booed off stage every Friday for a while in 2001 at the skating rink because I was white, and I always knew it was because of that. Because when I would get off stage, like it seemed like the whole place was booing me, but when I would get off, like I'll go to the bathroom or something, people would go to me like, "Hey man, they just hating on you cause you white, man. You did your thing."
Yeah, crazy.
And the DJ would be like, talk shit to him. He'd be like, "Man, shout out to DJ Fresh."
Yeah.
He was the owner of Fresh Cuts. Was it Fresh Cuts? Over there, he opened up a barbershop in the Bluff called Fresh Cuts, I think. I think it was called that. But yeah, his name's DJ Fresh, and he moved to Chicago now. But yeah, he would stand up for me. He'd be like, man, y'all tripping, man. He just as good as Lil Flip, and y'all hating on him because I kind of rap like Lil Flip. I'd be like, I done came down and I had some humorous. I was always a humorous person.
Right.
So even when I was like, I done came down, man, hold up, I still like wanted to be funny. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And but yeah, I would say, man, Chamillionaire, Zero, Magno, the underground Texas rap scene, man. Before 05, that was my biggest inspiration. Lil Keke, Pimp C, Big Mo, You know, just all of that, the screw tapes, the Swisher House tape. I used to spend my lunch money on screw tapes,
Wow.
bootleg screw tapes, because there'll be kids bootlegging the screw tapes. It'll be like $3 for like one of the little Maxwell tapes with screw music on
Which
it.
side of town? So which side of town would sell the tapes?
Everybody, man.
Oh, wow.
Shit, I think everybody was doing that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you were saying that
Like Corpus, Corpus used to be an all around hip hop. Like it was all around hip hop back in the day. Like now it's really getting super gentrified now.
gentrified? What do you mean?
Like did I say it right? Gentrified.
Well, I don't know what that means. Sounds like a good word.
No, like it's just getting just, you know,
Like it's changing.
They're killing the city is killing the culture.
Okay.
Like, you know, for example, they're kicking everybody out of North Side, and
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that, bro.
they're
What's up?
destroying the culture.
Yeah, I was talking about that on the last podcast. How do you feel about the basically Hillcrest Northside?
I think it's crazy that anybody to believe that people needed to move out of that neighborhood for them to build the Harbor Bridge, because I don't see nothing from that harbor. I don't see nothing from that Harbor Bridge going over that neighborhood where they had to move out of that neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? That was the original reason. I remember on the news they talking about like, oh, we have to build over the neighborhood, so we have to have everybody move. They ain't do nothing. I don't see no freeway over that shit. Yeah, so. That's gentrification right there, where they gonna tell you these lies on why they do this, why they do that, and then you see it right there. That's gentrification.
Yeah, man. And I was thinking like, well, that culture there, where's it gonna be at now? Which side of town is it gonna be at?
Man, it's like it's everywhere now, and
Exactly.
it's what's so fucked up about it is a lot of these people, you know, from that culture are gonna start losing. They're gonna start losing that shit because they're in different cultures, and it's kind of, you know, we're around places where you can't really embrace that culture because there's people in that neighborhood that don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you're not gonna. It's gonna be harder to have like facilities and places and neighborhoods and, you know, events where like everybody can agree on this right here, because the whole fucking city's mixed up now.
Yeah.
But hopefully, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you, man. It's almost like that culture. Like I was thinking that too. It's scattered. Like you got the people that were in North Side or everywhere else, and their interracial relationships start mixing. You know what I mean? And then it's like, dude, that was the culture that they had. You know, they would have the park meeting on Easter time. You know what I mean? Where everybody would show up there. I found out about that to my driving school teacher, man.
I when I was a kid, I used to go out there and freestyle at the Hillcrest Park on Easter Sundays. I remember I was 17 years old. When Willie Nichols was huge on the radio around that time, and he had the song called "The N Word," and he was performing at Hillcrest Park that day. I was 17. I forgot what year. It might have been 04, 05.
Wow.
And I went up to him and I said, "Hey man, can I open up for you?" And he's like, I don't think he really knew me yet. He might have. I don't know. But because I mean, I know my generation knew me from, you know, from the rap battles and shit.
Yeah.
You know, Tequila Boom and Cityscape. So like West Side, North Side, a lot of people knew me. You know, a lot of people were talking about me because it was, you know, the rap battles was real big back in the day, and I was one of the top, you know, battlers, you know, in that scene. And but anyways, I was like, he was like, he's like, you gotta ask I think he told me to ask the sound man or some shit like that. So I went up to the sound man and I was like, hey, is it cool if I rap on the mic before Willie go up? He said he ain't tripping. He said, yeah, go ahead. So I spit an acapella and wrecked that hoe. And then I gave the mic to Willie, and then he wrecked those songs that he had on the radio. Shout out to Gotti Gang. You know what I'm saying? And I remember the next day I was at the Stable Station, the North Stable Station, and after school, and I remember everybody from Miller getting off the bus, coming up to me, and one of them telling me, "Hey man, everybody at school talking about you," I was like, what they saying? He's like, they saying that they saying Willie Nichols and some white boy wrecked it yesterday at the park. So like, you know, I was like really out there pushing myself. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, hell yeah.
And man, we ain't gonna have some shit like that again, man.
Yeah,
If this shit continues, you know. But that's every city's really doing it. I'm thinking every city's kind of trying to do that shit. That's what the government do. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. Wow. So you get into that a lot of that government stuff? Would you say?
Not too much. Let's try to keep it cool so I don't get blacklisted.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm not a
yeah. I thought it was sad too.
I'm
man.
not famous enough to get canceled yet.
Gotcha.
let me get there first.
It's cool you think about that though, man. That's awesome. So how do you find yourself marketing yourself? Well, I guess I don't know if that's the right term on social media, because you mentioned that earlier how you were just like looking at people's comments and stuff like
I'm not scared to I'm not scared to become a meme. I think that's why I'm one of the most if not the most successful arguably in this city. Because I'm not scared to be a meme. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not scared to be me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not scared to be made fun of for being me. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're making fun of me for being me, cool. I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what a lot of rappers. There's a lot of rappers. Well, not I wouldn't say. Okay, I would say. I think that there's a lot of rappers that post their shit and put it on friends only. So they scared.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? They won't post it in this group page where they'll get a whole bunch of views and go viral because they scared somebody gonna leave a bad comment because that page they leave bad comments on your shit. Fuck that. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because and that's why I'm one of the most successful. I ain't gonna say I'm the most talented. I'm not saying that I'm the best. I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm not saying I'm the most talented in Corpus, but I am the most not give a fuck in Corpus. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm one of the most successful. Because I'm not fucking scared to be ridiculed. Basically, let me put it like this: when nobody likes you, you learn to embrace your talents more than most. You learn to not care what nobody thinks about you because you're already not liked, and there's nothing you can do to be liked that's worth walking on eggshells for. Hence, you don't mind the risk of losing a rep that you never had during the process of achieving success. Once you accept it, not being accepted, your mind opens doors to your most original characteristics, and that leaves you with all the time in the world to focus on your talent and be the most consistent. Why do you think the cool people don't make it as much as the losers? Because when you're losing, all you got on your mind is winning.
Nice, man. Wow, that's awesome, dude. I really like your outlook in this, man.
And people, and that's the problem. People are too worried about being cool. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they're not as far as I am, because that being cool matters to them.
That's definitely the right attitude to have, though. I mean, if you're so worried about what people are gonna say, you're never gonna want to do anything. Yeah,
I think that'll mess with society too. Like if you're just worried about being cool, I mean, it'll mess with society. Like overall, I mean, look how it is, how social media is right now. Oh, I have this, I have that, and behind the scenes, that's not really.
That's how people.
That's why it's so hard to make a music video too nowadays, because like people don't want to become a meme or be screenshotted and somebody put a mustache on their lip or something. I don't fucking know. Like it's fucking hard now. Back in the day, it used to be easy to fucking, like, everybody wanted to be in a video. You know, during the camcorder days, like, oh, there's a camcorder, I want to be in front of it. Wow. But now that that shit gets posted everywhere, nobody wants to be in front of, oh shit, everybody like this now.
Yeah.
Cause you ever look on TikTok and then you run into them videos like how life was in 1993 and they're at Blockbuster or something. And they're just like filming people in their fucking face, like strangers, and they don't give a fuck. They're like, some of them are like, they don't do that shit no more. And I was like, hey, get the fuck out of my face.
You're not turning me into a meme.
Our privacy.
That's why it's hard. It's hard to make videos, man. Like like when I made that Make It Black video with Bloody Lou, that shit was so hard because it's just, I mean, it's really hard to get people to participate in a video, man. They scared, especially a Michael White video. Like, oh man, I don't know, man. I'm gonna get fucking talked about. That's why I salute Bloody Lou, man, because he don't give a fuck either. He one of them rappers that don't give a fuck, and that's why he became so. He got a big buzz because he didn't give a fuck. Like, I'm gonna work with Michael White, one of the most, that's his mentality. Michael White, one of the most biggest artists in the city. But I'm gonna fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? And like, and he a solid dude. When you a solid dude, you don't care. You can do you can do something with somebody. You can make music with somebody that has a different, you know, personality than you, and not be judged for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, or even give a fuck about being judged for it because you know who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Is it difficult to find people like that these days?
Oh yeah, man. That's why I appreciate them when I do. I really appreciate them motherfuckers. I only know a few that are like that don't give a fuck, that know who they are, and you know what I'm saying, and don't need somebody else telling them who they are. You know, when they're, you know what I'm saying.
Man, that's awesome, bro. And have you known that? How long have you known him? What's his name?
Oh, Bloody Lou.
Bloody Lou. There you go.
Man, I don't know. It's been some years. Maybe about 4 years, 4 or 5 years.
Wow, kind of recent.
But he knew my best friend for like pretty much as long as I know my best friend. You know what I'm saying? Because they went to the same school. My best friend Teezy. You know what I'm saying? He from Northside, and I know he known him back in the day too. Teezy and his Teezy and his mama, like, they kind of like, when I was like, you know, not accepted at home and shit. You know, Teezy Mama Ira, she was my pretty much my you know the
Wow.
pretty much my mama when I was in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Did she teach you how to cook anything? Did she cook for y'all?
Oh man, I remember when she lived at Sage West, and I remember being out there in the streets all day hustling and shit, and then coming back, man, she had some good food on the fucking
Nice.
I miss that shit.
That soul food.
Wow, bro.
And she knew how to make some enchiladas too.
Oh,
You know,
Wow.
Black people know how to cook Mexican food in Corpus.
That makes me think about my brother's friend Lamar, man. I remember he stayed the night one time and he was like, "Hey, let me show you how to cook some bacon, bro. How do you make it the right way or whatever?" And anyways, it's a cool relationship I had with him. I actually got introduced to Screw through him.
Oh wow.
My mind goes blank. I think that's the one that I really remember. I think it's 25 lighters on my dresser.
Oh, I thought you
something
met
like that.
Screw.
No,
Oh, okay.
like
No,
how we got
no,
introduced to the music.
To the music.
To the music.
All right.
You know, no. And I'm a metal guy too, so my brother would listen
Already.
to that type of stuff.
I started becoming like a every genre guy when rap started sucking. Like when that mumble rap era started coming in,
Oh.
and I just couldn't stand the radio no more.
Bro.
I would change it to the oldie station or rock and roll. I'm like, oh, they got some good songs on this station.
Yeah.
And that's when I started realizing, like, oh, I like other music. and mumble rap helped me do that. It helped me
Wow, bro. that's
helped me
very
fall
good.
in love with
You're
other.
also thank you, mumble rap.
Thank you, Mo.
It helped me realize that, you know. And if you hip hop, man, you gotta fucking listen to other genres, because that's what hip hop is. Hip hop is about reinventing. You know what I'm saying? Reinventing shit. And that's what hip hop did. They grabbed disco and turned it into hip hop, and that's why I feel like you want to be the most original rapper ever, man. Don't listen to rap. Listen to oldies. Listen to fucking rock.
Yeah.
And then, you know, and then come up with your own hip hop ways of doing what you hearing from that. You know what I'm saying?
Dude.
Because that shit's not in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? You turn that into hip hop. Hip hop's already hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So
You keep evolving it.
yeah,
Keep evolving it and changing it.
yeah.
Man, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, that's awesome. We got like 56 minutes, man. Damn, it went by fast, bro.
Yeah.
Word.
Shoot, that's awesome, man. Well, you got anything else to share, Michael White?
Uh,
I know you.
I probably
Tony
do.
still, or
Yeah, man. I have 2 episodes on Kill Tony show. That's really been pushing me a lot. I'm actually getting white people famous off of that show.
wow.
So,
Your song too, ADHD.
yeah, I wrote that song in 2013, and then like I redid it this year because I performed it on Kill Tony, and everybody leaving comments like, "I want to hear what's the video," and I was like, "Man, I didn't like the old video, the old song," so I redid the song, redid the video,
Nice.
and then I put it out like it's new. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing rappers need to stop being scared of, man. They scared to put out old song because their friends already heard it, and they might make fun of them like, "Oh, you already put that shit out, man." There's millions of billions of other people that need to hear your shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Stop worrying about them, man. It's your shit. You can do what you want with your painting.
Yeah.
You painted that motherfucker. Who cares how many copies you make of that motherfucker that still put it out?
Dude, that's what's up, man. Hell yeah, bro. So you distribute your own music? You use distro kits? I heard that.
Nah, I used to go to fucking I used to go all over different places to do shit. I remember in 2009 I used to go to Gilly's record studio and ask him to burn my CDs because he would do the CD covers for me and the fucking Freddie Records took a picture for me. Steve, I think that's his name, when he used to be one of the main runners over there. He took a picture for me for my cover for one of my mixtapes in 2009. And yeah, like I used to run everywhere. And yeah, then when I heard about like fucking going, found some phone numbers where you can call California and they'll fucking push your shit up. And then I started having them, mail me shit like. Yeah, I was doing all that shit, and then I started doing the spaghetti hustle because the CDs things was kind of dying out. But the CD hustle, my music helped me become a brand. I wasn't just selling music; I was selling my name. I was selling me. So I'm able to sell whatever. You know what I'm saying? So by 2020, my ex from Italy taught me how to make spaghetti, and I thought it tasted so good. I was like, man, this is money right here. And I remember she was like, no, Michael, you're not going to sell spaghetti. You need to get a real job. You need a real job. I was like, nah, I'm really famous in my city. Like, cause she just came from Italy, so she didn't know how big I was. Right. I like, bro, I could sell this shit. And I was like, look, let me spend $50 on $50 one time on this shit. And if I don't fucking make no money, I won't do it again. She's like, okay, Michael. And then so I bought it and double the money I spent. Right. And she's like, and then she let me fucking do that as my job. Like, it was never something she wanted to do. She didn't want to fucking be a part. She wanted to continue working at her own job with us. So people saying like, oh, you stole her recipe. I'm like, man, she didn't even want to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just something she taught me how to fucking do, and I saw money in that shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then so that became my new hustle after CDs. Nice. You know what I'm saying? And I do that when I need. Now I only do. I used to do like every day, like I was just hustling. But then I realized, man, I wasn't making time to write music, to create content, to edit music video. It takes me hours to edit videos, to go live and entertain my fans, to promote myself. So now I only do the spaghetti hustle shit when I really need to. Like I need to pay a bill or something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If I don't need to pay a bill, then I'm gonna work on my content. You know what I'm saying? And have my fans, send me money. You know what I'm saying? Fans that appreciate my content. It's just like OnlyFans. People hate on me like nice. People hate on me because I ask my followers for money, but I don't hate when my followers ask me for content. It's the same thing as OnlyFans. The difference is you're not just getting my feet. I'm giving you my soul. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Yeah.
So, and time is money, and I spend a lot of time entertaining my fans. So I don't feel ashamed, leaving a post like. And it's not like I ask anybody individually, like, you know what I'm saying? I leave a whole post, whatever, and then I say, hey man, help me out. I'm trying to, I need some money for this, whatever. You know what I'm talking about? And then whoever sends me money, cool. That's the person that appreciates what I'm doing, has faith in me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Dude, for sure. That's awesome, man. Man, I had some other stuff on my mind. I'm looking at that. We've been here for an hour, man. That's awesome, dude.
Cause I feel like I'm a ghetto preacher. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a very explicit ghetto preacher trying to change the world the way I see fit. Like I'm Jesus was this kind of prophet, Moses was this kind of prophet, and Michael White is this kind of prophet. You know what I'm saying? This is what I believe will help change the world. So this is what I'm doing. So it's no different than when a preacher pass a basket around the fucking church, and you pay your little tithes or whatever. So my fans that come to my church, they don't mind paying tithes. You know what I'm saying? And just coming to my church in general is enough tithes for me, because having faith is all I need. And that's why it's not mandatory for them to do so.
And it's like, and these churches like aren't even really called out like that. You know what I mean? Because it's true, dude. Like,
I really gotta piss. So is this about to get wrapped up?
Yeah. Man, so is there anything else you want to share?
I think that's about it.
How do we find you?
Michael White 361 on Instagram. Michael White 36100 on TikTok. And find a way to find me on Facebook. I don't know.
All right. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Michael White, you guys have a good one. Thanks a lot.
Monster grinder.
Stay tuned for the next podcast.
I appreciate you, bro.
Have a good one, y'all.
Okay.